Hey there, we are at video 19. It's hard to think that I almost a video 20 here. It's kind of flown by pretty quick, actually. I'm found some found a lot of stability in sobriety so far. It's been pretty consistent with everything moving forward from everything I've been through. I thought there were going to be a lot more harder times in that first little bit, but it wasn't as bad as I really thought it was going to be. Now, unfortunately, we're hitting a little bit more of a little more difficult times. Um, this is around the time where, as they describe it in NA, that pink cloud of sobriety wears off, and life starts getting back to life again, I guess. I been pretty good, not letting it tear me down. I have found as they said, the increased intense thoughts of using has occasionally frequented. The one day it took me over, just hijacked my entire being within seconds. I was never been so scared there for a bit, and I wasn't sure what I was gonna do. I wasn't sure what I was capable of doing in that situation, because you never know how these situations are gonna be until you're in them, and then are you gonna remember everything you're educated in and know and is right, and just, or is it all gonna go out the window? And for me, it all pretty much went out the window, and it was just more sort of hijacking of my thoughts and like really strong desire. I controlled the situation in terms of not letting it get more worse than that, but at the same time, um, I frantically tore the house apart, just needing to do something. I maybe thought, and subconsciously, I might be able to find some leftover or hidden residue drugs, or which I know is not there because I did a deep clean of the entire house after I got sober. So there's no chance in hell that was there anything anywhere. But I thought maybe I just missed that scavenging part of it, and then, well, I accidentally found a um, let's just say drug paraphernalia that fell in behind the bathroom cabinet from a couple years back. There was nothing in it, but yeah, I filled it with water and used it anyway. And I thought maybe I just missed the mechanical part of the administration that I thought might calm me down. It calmed me down. It did, but at the same time, the shame and self-loathing and everything that came when I did use came in this instance too. Even though I didn't use drugs, it still brought everything that in my mind that was associated when I didn't use drugs. So that was, hard for me. Felt very disappointed in myself. I thought that maybe if I found something on the ground, or if somehow got presented to me, that I'm not going to be able to control myself in the future. And I talked to my sponsor and said that was like normal to feel that way, and I'm where I'm supposed to be, and just to let that day go and move past it. But it was hard. It was hard to move past it. I felt like I did just like such great progress and so great for so long, but everyone says the same thing, this is around the stage where, you think you got this. I might have been getting a little too complacent and thinking that I was unstoppable, or that I wasn't going to have these desires like everybody else does. And I was totally wrong about that. So definitely had to admit that. And like I said, this is the first for everything for me. This is the first time being outside in the summer, the first time hanging around people, patios, being in a restaurant where people are drinking. Everything's a first for me now because I'm clean and sober. So like, I don't know how these situations are going to be until I'm in them, until afterwards, and then how they affect me. So like, it's like learning everything over again. It's really very difficult, and it's very I don't want to say nerve-wracking, but like, it is a bit nerve-wracking, intimidating, and and stressful, because I just don't know when it was 100% certainty what's going to happen. And I guess nobody knows with 100% certainty anything that's going to happen in life, but that's just part of my control side of my personality. I worked really hard to get to this point, and I don't want to fuck it up now, so I just have to keep going and stay strong. A couple thoughts never really occurred to me. First of all, the thought of, even though when I said I knew this was going to be the rest of my life, I'm going to spend the rest of my life in recovery, I did not comprehend the gravity of that, of which I said in that moment. I now realize that it is going to be the rest of my life in recovery. There's never going to be a moment from this time forward that I'm not going to be in recovery, going to meetings, working on myself, because I have no choice. I can't stop. If I stop, I can lose everything. I came back, and I definitely don't want to do that. So best thing to do is just keep going, staying strong, and listening to my sponsor. And it was hard because I reached a burnout factor. We had nice weather finally, and I rode my bike, started riding my bike again finally. We had a nice week of going out, hard physical activities, and riding my bike everywhere to get to these activities. And then I had a hard week on top of it, and I was burnt out by Sunday. It was the first time I didn't go to my NA home group meeting on Sunday, but I usually nap after church before going because I'm so tired. Church really takes it out of me, and then I didn't do that, so I literally was just falling asleep waiting to go, and I was like, I can't, I'm too tired. So yeah, I didn't, and I felt really bad about that. But I slept for 12 and a half hours that night. I really needed the rest, and this week I'm just pretty much resting. I working out hard, training hard, relearning everything hard. And volunteering and churching and everything like that. I'm putting in 100% into everything, but it's I can't let anything suffer by pushing myself too hard. So I realized I was starting to do that. I had to pull back again a little bit. So unfortunately, I think I have to bail on the Million Reasons to Run. I am not ready. I am still having a hard time with my cardio running, and I just don't think I'm, it takes a lot. I did a lot of damage with the drugs, and I don't want to push myself harder than I can go, and I'm just not there yet. I shouldn't have gave myself a little more time before doing something like this. And I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's still a couple weeks away, but I signed up for 30K, and it's a long time, and having a hard time running 2 blocks in a row. Still, my lung power it's getting better, but it's definitely not where it should be for actual running. So that's a little disappointing, but there'll be lots in the future. I'm just really sad that if I don't get to do it, and I don't want to let anybody down or let those kids down, and I might try to find a way to still pledge the money that I was trying to raise. So I'll find a way to make that happen, because I'm I just feel terrible if I don't do it. But I just don't want to put myself in any harm's way. I only run 2 blocks, barely can go 1 block, and I have to take a hardcore break, and then another block, and then I'm just gasping for air, and it's yeah, it's kind of sad. But I'll get there anyway. So yeah, so first hurdles, back to life. Life is still gonna be life. Just trying to handle it the best I can. I've been still kind of thinking about last week what me and my counselor were talking about, and how to let go of losing a child. It's something I think my mind wants to definitely work on, because it's been kind of focusing around that for a while. But it's still how do you move past that? I just that's why I avoided it this whole time. But and I got another appointment coming up week, so hopefully maybe get something going with that. As part for the relationships in my life, there's still all the men's are going well. I'm trying to like spend a little time with different people each week, and put a little time into rebuilding. So that's been going really well. I still need probably more time to get to like really good places, but like I think it's going great considering, and the new relationships with new people is building as well. So like I'm comfortable with all that. I definitely realized that I matter in people's lives now, and like there's a couple times where I just turn off my phone for whatever reason, and like or forget like it's in the other room, and it's like my phone is like literally blowing up with people trying to get hold of me, and like or worried that if they can't get a hold of me. And it's like it's great to have that sense of like, because there was like a time where my phone just went off once a week. It was lucky, and that's when I was kept everybody away, and it was like very closed off. And so to have that now, it's very special. It's very special. It's like know that I'm loved and cared about is important, and everybody should feel that way. And I feel like I didn't feel that way for a long time, so that's where a lot of my problems were stemming from, of course. And that's a lot in relation to the abuse and neglect I got as a child, and the sexual abuse that came when I was older, a young adult, and then the physical violence and emotional abuse and verbal abuse and all that came as an adult as well. So it really distorted how I viewed myself. I never was the type of person to like want to let anybody's comments get to me or care what any people thought, but I did. And part of it stemmed with what an ex said about me, like losing my looks or getting fat, and like they break up with me, and then I start starving myself, and like developed an eating disorder that got really bad, and I still struggle with that these days. It's just something how we in the gay community, even though being bisexual, I'm the part of, I feel both worlds, but like there is a lot of pressure to look a certain way and to be a certain way, and I definitely have felt that over the years. I've done extreme things to look and present myself a certain way because that's how I felt I had to do, and it just eats away at you. The abuse and neglect, you want attention, you want that acceptance you never felt, and then you go to extremes when you're older, and then trying to get that same acceptance from people, and when we just got to learn to love ourselves, and it takes time. It definitely takes time, especially when you've let it get bad. I guess I like let it get bad, but I'm doing my best, and that's all you can do. So another apart from that, hear about school in a couple weeks, so as soon as a couple weeks, so I'm pretty excited for that, and hopefully that will guide me, see where I'm going with the next little bit. I didn't really set any goals beyond school just yet, just because I wanted to see where the school fell first and then go from there. So soon enough it will be made clear what I'm doing with that and see if I'm moving forward. So I've been praying for it and trying to manifest it, so I just hope it works out, and if not, then we'll just have to think of something else. So that's all pretty much for catch up. I am still struggling with loving me as a whole. I have parts of me that I know it's gonna sound weird, but like I feel like I wish they weren't there, but I'm happy they're there. So it's like I don't know, can't have it both ways kind of scenario, but I know they make up part of my personality that makes my other part shine, and I get it, and it's like can't have one without the other, but it's like at the same time I wish it was like easy. Wish I could live, just without it sometimes, at least maybe. And anyways, I don't even know if I want to elaborate on that right now, but I do wish that I find peace with all parts of myself eventually, and that'd be a great step forward again. So I guess that's all I'm going to share for today, and thanks for watching.